Good morning everybody, unless of course you're watching this video in the evening. In that case, good evening, and you're watching Time Travel TV, and today we're not going to talk about history at all. Well, we might do a little bit, but not at all, only a little bit. So, today we're going to talk about the philosophy of religion, and to be more precise still, we're going to be talking about Richard Swinburne's argument for the existence of God using probability. So, Richard Swinburne basically said that one argument for the existence of God increases his probability of existing by a little bit. Two arguments increase the probability by a little bit more. Three arguments increase it by a little bit more still. You get the idea. And a whole load of arguments increase the probability by a whole load, meaning he must exist. To put it another way, take this cocktail stick for instance. There we go, it's quite mundane. I'm sure you've seen one before and used one to great effect. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, didn't really snap it in the middle there, did I? But never mind, look, I snapped it and that was really easy. But now I'm going to get a whole load of cocktail sticks. There we go. Whole load. In fact, I'm going to get even more, because the more the merrier. There we go. So, whole load of cocktail sticks. We put them together and... oh, that is really difficult. And I can't snap them. I can't snap them because they're all working together. And just like Mr. Swinburne's arguments, I can't break them. That must mean that God exists. Well, it actually means I can't break cocktail sticks altogether. So, Mr. Swinburne, Richard Swinburne, came up with precisely 7 ideas. The first one is that the universe actually exists. I mean, he rejects an infinite regress, which means there must be an uncaused causer. They had to have been a beginning start. There wasn't a time before the beginning. He then goes on to say the fact the universe is really ordered. I mean, none of the planets bump into each other. We don't get shaken up a load. The universe just works like an engine. Which is also, in his opinion, argument for the existence of God. He also said the fact we've got conscious, you made a conscious decision to watch this video rather than watch a kitten spin round on a record turntable. So you are using conscience that God gave you to broaden your mind by watching me. Anyway, he also said that humans have the ability to do good deeds. That's God telling you to do good deeds. I opened a door for somebody today, that's a good deed. Bill Gates gives away billions of pounds, that's good deeds. I don't have that sort of money to give away, so I wish I did. But, I need all my money. Anyway, he also said about the patterns of history. I'm not quite sure what he meant by this, but I think he meant that basically in history the good guy normally comes out on top. In World War II, Hitler got defeated. Coincidentally, Hitler's the bad guy and the Allies are the good guys. Coincidentally, just in case you didn't get that. Anyway, I think that's what he meant, I'm not sure though. He also said there's evidence of miracles, people praying for things to happen and they actually happening, like the fact Martin Luther prayed not to get struck by lightning, and believe it or not, he didn't get struck by lightning. How I prayed to get good grades in GCSEs and how I actually did get good grades in GCSEs. How Jesus walked on water and he didn't sink. So the fact miracles happen is proof that God must exist. And also religious experiences. A bit like near-death experiences is one example. God walking into your room is another good example. I mean, that doesn't happen to me on a regular basis, but you never know. Angels visiting you, saints visiting you, all that sort of stuff. Although there's some problems. I bet you're all jumping up and down saying, what about Mr. Hume? Because Mr. Hume says... many a weak argument does not a strong argument make. He basically meant that you can't fob me off telling me the same argument over and over again, which is really rather rubbish. Tell me a good argument. Also, he rejects an infinite regress, which basically means he says there had to have been a start point. And not only that, he seems to assume that the world was made for us. He seems to assume that everything is here for the purpose of humans. Even though, take the dinosaurs who were on Earth much longer than you or I, who probably have equal claim to say that the Earth was made for them, and eventually, say for argument's sake, we get all wiped out by a massive natural disaster. Whoever comes after us has got an equal claim to say, hey, the world's made for us. Which, on that happy note, I'm going to say cheerio. If you like this video, you can subscribe and watch more of my really cool history videos. And if you haven't seen them, please tune into them and see what they're like. Cheerio!